Just finished week 69 of the trading challenge, trading from $100 to $1,000,000. We're currently at 17.9k, which is a 1.9k decrease from last week. Again, zero trades. I'm not taking a trade in this market until there is something to do. I literally haven't took a trade in crypto for about 2 months, really. The only thing I've done is like on Solana, and Solana isn't included in this account. So yeah, there's really no activity or not much on Pulse Chain and Ethereum or like Base or anything. So there really isn't much to do. So again, I'm not taking trades until the market actually shows some life and it's actually worth trading in. So again, same as last week, we're just holding MOG and Pulse Chain. We have 17.3k in MOG and we have 500 in Pulse Chain, and they're obviously down like 95%, massively down. And we got sliced because I took leverage out on the way down and I lost like half of my coins. So we're pretty wrecked. Obviously we were at 300k at one point and now we're at like 18k. So we're down massively. But the overall market is, starting to get a bounce, and we're pretty much going to see in probably the next, I'd imagine 2 months, we're going to find out if there is going to be a bull run or if it's just going to be an exit pump to like 100, 110k on Bitcoin. And then obviously it'll make either a head and shoulders and go to zero and not be over for the bull run, or we're going to go up to all-time highs and pretty much the 4-year cycle at that point would be completely invalidated and we'll actually see altcoins fly. So it's really just a waiting game at this point. We're pretty much like in the most uncertain time right now because realistically, like, these charts look terrible and they've all broken down. You broke your fucking EMAs and shit, and it's looking like it's over, right? Normally you come up, retest these levels, and that's your exit pump before we go down. And on top of that, if you look at 2021, it actually looks pretty much the exact same. So you have like your high here, and then your low, and then another high, and the exact same here. And then you break down and you get this like sideways, you break up, and that is your retest before we go down. And it's pretty much done the exact same here. So, fractal wise, it's looking pretty bad. But, the fact that it's looking like that could just be a big fake out, and then it could just go on to make all-time highs. So it really is just a waiting game that we're going to find out in the next couple months, pretty much. It's either going to go up here, fake out, and go down, or it's going to actually make its way to the all-time high. Now, the only thing that makes it more likely is the fact that pretty much everything else is all-time high. So the stock market fully recovered the dip. Your NASDAQ, your Russell 2000, gold, silver, pretty much everything is all-time highs. So that makes it more likely, at least, that crypto could. But yeah, chart-wise, it just doesn't look the best right now. And then you also think like Ethereum has pretty much done nothing. So it's like, do you really think that the whole cycle is just a double top and that it's just going to go sideways for pretty much another 5 years or 3 years or whatever? Like, I don't know. Seems unlikely to me, but it is anyone's guess at this point. And then Bitcoin dominance is also, like I've said a million times, is forming this head and shoulders. It's still holding very strong here, and we're going to find out which way it's going to move pretty soon. It's either going to go up or down, but obviously we're hoping it's going to go down, and it is a bearish pattern. So we should see a breakdown on this, and then hopefully altcoins pump. If we also look at others BTC, this chart is still bullish and looking bottomed out. This thing has been down only for like 4 or 5 years now. So massively suppressed on altcoins, and altcoins are pretty much the only like asset class that hasn't pumped. And it could be because of the PMI, which is your business cycle, which has been down for 38 months, which is, I believe, the longest in the entire chart, like history. So yeah, we haven't really had that risk on environment, which is why altcoins haven't pumped. So we're pretty much just waiting for this thing to take up, and obviously that's going to take quite a while to turn around and get up to these highs. But pretty much if it gets above 57, we should see some pretty crazy crypto action. But yeah, that's like the general market. Still looking as bleak as always, and we're just waiting for confirmation of either a bull or bear market. As far as like pulse chain goes, this thing is, just chilling at the lows. Pretty much everything is just slightly up off their all-time lows. Same with MOG. MOG got rejected off this trend line again, so that's why we're down this week. It dumped like 10%, which is obviously 2K, which is what we're down. So yeah, pretty boring week in crypto once again, and it's been like this for months. And we're just waiting for confirmation of either bull market for altcoins or bear market. And we're going to find out in the near months, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. We're at 17.9K. We haven't took any trades. We're just waiting for the market to reverse or go to zero. And we're going to find out what happens. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.